Our heroes had an interesting dinner with Loki, in which some family secrets were shared between Maria and Elspeth. With Fred and Madison along for the ride, Loki led our heroes up a mountain, where they have jumped upon Ra-rge's barge and headed through an archway into the underworld. Let's see what happens next. Hello everyone, as ever it is your humble GM Luce, and with me today I have...
Hi, I'm Graham. I can play the character of Elspeth Lockwood, the Guardian of Balder, and it's good to be back, everybody.
Hi, I'm Will. I play Cleo Brewer, who is a hunter of Bast, and at the moment I have Hadestown stuck in my head to expect lots of references.
Hi, I'm Am, and I play Flora Watson, daughter of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. I'm very happy to have Graham back. I missed him.
Yeah.
Woo! Thank you.
Ironically, having started
sweet.
a PhD, Graham now has more free time.
Interesting, isn't it? I wonder how long it'll last.
That's been so long.
Graham, what did you think of Mary as our little SWAT replacement last week?
Oh, I really liked it, actually. It was really fun. I just enjoyed the setting, to be honest, and it was very Indiana Jones, which I have to say I was here for.
Cheeky little segue is because I'm very invested in the hashtag branding of this podcast. We have started giving little shout outs to all our lovely fans like you guys who interact with us on Twitter and Instagram.
Which we're now on.
Yeah, which we are now on. Will, social media man, plugging man, what's
Oh, yeah, we finally have an Instagram,
we
which you
finally
can
have
follow
one.
on the same handle as our Twitter, which is RWD_pod. If you're interested in subscribing to us on Acast, you can find us there at a Rendezvous with Destiny, which is the same for our Spotify, our iTunes, our YouTube, and wherever else you might get your podcasts. If you don't know where to spell Rendezvous, look it up.
Because none of us can spell it off the top of our
Hey.
heads.
I can spell things
So-
sometimes.
We had...
Do it then.
Are we really doing this?
R-E-N-D-E-Z-V-O-U-S.
Oh,
Good job.
big flex.
So,
Flexing on the dictionary.
as some people have interacted with us on Instagram and Twitter, we'd like to give a lovely little shout out to friend of the podcast, Stassi. Hi, Stassi. You are
Hey.
great.
Thank you for listening, and it's absolutely hilarious, possibly
You're our
because of
favourite.
our accents, that you think Luce is called Liz. I just love that, it's very cute.
Can we call them Liz from now on?
We're now going to call them
Yes.
Liz.
You've been renamed.
Amazing.
We're going to be posting more content, hashtag content, as time continues. Maybe even
Hashtag content.
maybe
Nice.
even
I am
some
now Liz.
extra spooky content. Because it's spooky season.
It is.
Ooh.
This will
It is the time
be
of spook.
this episode will
How do
be
you feel about
dropping
this,
on the
guys?
22nd of October, which is a week before Halloween. Ooh.
Ooh, very spooky times.
I have a question, because obviously we're not going to get to go to any Halloween parties this year for forbidden reasons, which we do not discuss on air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering, what would everyone's PC, and for Luce, obviously, Madison as an NPC, would wear for Halloween?
Or Fred is also an acceptable answer.
Ah, yes.
I feel like Fred would dress like Jeff Winger from Community at Halloween parties, where he just dresses as himself with like spurs on, as like, I'm a cowboy.
Minimal effort.
Nah. Fred would be sexy fireman.
That makes sense.
I can see it. I can see that too, actually.
Flora has some
which is
thoughts about
weird.
that.
Yeah, I bet she
As
does.
does Elspeth as well, I
Madison
think.
would probably just put some like vampire teeth in and be like, "Oh, academic
Yes,
vampire,
can you see this,
yes."
what I'm doing?
I love that.
What about Cleo?
I don't know. It's tricky, actually. I'm half tempted to say it would be something very mainstream, like a Marvel character or something, but putting just a little bit more effort in it than someone that wasn't trying at all, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god, yeah. That
Yeah.
would be cool. She'd make a great Thor.
I can see that.
I
I can really see that.
or Valkyrie, maybe.
Or Valkyrie.
The King of Asgard.
Oh my god. Who's excited? Sorry.
Valkyrie was one of the inspirations, actually.
That makes...
It's the bit in Ragnarok where the ship lands and she does her badass walk out of it and then just falls off the side of the landing ramp.
That's such a
which is
good bit.
Big Cleo.
That makes sense because I have a crush on both Cleo and Valkyrie.
I forgot that your name was Am for a second there. I thought you just really messed up
Me
grammar.
too, I did the same thing.
I just wanted to...
I just thought you were butchering your grammar.
I just wanted
I
to
am
clarify
half-Russian.
that it was me and not Flora. I think that's fair.
Okay. Yeah.
What about Elspeth?
I feel like she would be very awkward about dressing up, in a sense. So, probably has definitely done the full Phoebe Bridgers ghost costume several times, just so she can hide.
Very good.
I would also be half tempted to say Elspeth would go for a very, very specific cosplay from one episode of a TV show.
It'd be very niche. But she'd put loads of time into it in the hope that someone would notice it. The details would be there, and no one would ever get
That was exactly my reaction when Graham's housemate Monty recognised my Halloween costume as the Todd from Scrubs and did a proper Todd high five with me, and he was the only person that night to recognise it.
You probably made his evening, to be honest. He generally doesn't like parties that much, so he probably would have really enjoyed that.
Since you all asked,
We knew you were going to get that.
Yeah, what
Oh,
was
come
Flora?
on.
I think Flora, sexy cat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which would probably really confuse Cleo.
minimum effort, universal appeal, great.
It's a win-win.
Debatable. We're very anti-cat girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Playing a Smash Bros rip-off with with some of my mates from uni, and one of the characters in it is a cat girl who someone picked and then was immediately just focused on by the other 5 people in a blatant act of anti-cat girl.
Oh, you mean focused on
warfare?
on in-game combat? I assumed you were just all staring at her.
Oh no!
When Will was staying here, I came into my room to get something. I can't remember what I was doing while he was playing this game, and it was just so addictive that I dropped whatever I was doing and watched him play for an hour.
What were you playing?
It's called Brawlhalla. It's a free Smash Bros.
It's
rip-off,
so
basically.
good. He let me pick his characters, and there was a sexy vampire man.
Obviously, you go for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
That's a
definitely
prime
go
pick.
for the sexy vampire
And also-
man.
A pirate
It's not
lady.
cool because that's who I am as a person.
Yeah, maybe you'd want to go for someone else just to switch it
Accurate,
up.
actually. Yeah.
All of Luce's. I have a theory when we talk about
You doing a call-out
everyone
post
plays
here?
a certain type of character. Yeah, I'm doing a call out post,
You
Luce.
can't
Yeah.
get called out.
All of Will's characters are tired old sailors in their soul, and all of Luce's characters are pirates.
They are.
Very specifically
yeah.
gay pirates.
And all of
pirates.
Graham's characters are academics.
They're all nerds. Yeah. I think you've got the two sides of the seafaring spectrum with Luce and Will, because you've got the jaded one, then you've got the swashbuckling one as well.
They really are two sides
yeah.
of the same coin as people.
Every character I ever make is...
Yeah.
the base of every character I ever make is
Sexy pirate.
Wesley from The Princess Bride.
Oh, that explains why we get on so
/
much.
Carrie Elwes as Robin Hood in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Luce and I talked about Robin Hood Men in Tights last Sunday, which was the first time we've seen each other in 10 months.
Nice for some.
That's a long time.
It was
Yeah,
an
right.
obsessively long
And
time.
we decided it's one of the best. It's probably the best Robin Hood live action adaptation.
Well, it's
ever.
better than the Ridley Scott
second-
one,
Oh god, yeah.
Second
which we
call out
don't
post.
talk about.
Second call out post. It was the first time Luce and Will had seen each other in 10 months, and Luce forgot me and Will's birthday presents on their bed.
Yep.
Rip.
It's fine, I'm gonna see
Listen.
Luce in
Yup.
2 weeks.
I am distressed at the moment.
We can't.
I have so much stuff
Are we
to be
allowed to
doing.
talk about why in very vague terms or not?
I'm learning to teach.
This is a call out post for Luce starting a job and not
It's a
talking
lot.
about
Luce
it.
is in charge of teens. Well, what if the teens listen to this podcast?
Then they have good taste.
That's true.
Yeah,
teens.
we're not quite teen
This is why
applicable
No,
enough.
we're not.
this is not linked to any of
we
my
appeal
social
to-
medias.
We appeal, to 21 to 25-year-olds who are tired of life. That's our target demographic.
If I was a teen, I'd like this podcast.
Yeah, but you were a very specific type of teen, Amelia.
You were what I would describe as an outlier.
In most things.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love you.
May I say, not like other girls,
Oh,
perhaps.
the audio spike that
Leave
Loda's
me
using looks like a
alone.
turtle. It's very cute.
My audio is spiking, but only when I make fun of Am.
That's fair.
That's so
She'll
cute.
be able to spot it in post.
I'll be like, this is when Will is reading me
Here's some
filth.
bullying. Yeah.
Speaking about making fun of Am, because all you guys do is bully Flora, we are 15 minutes into recording, so
Yes. Shall we play?
I forgot we were in the middle of combat.
Sorry, what?
We're in the middle
What?
of combat?
We weren't in
A
the
bunch of-
middle of combat.
No, we're not. But it's impending doom.
Yeah.
I mean-
Doom is about to start.
Combat time. Okay.
We're pre-Doom, I would say.
Well, you
Big
never know if
snacks.
it's combat time or not.
Luz, if this is a fake out, I'm going to be so mad. I've spent like 2 months worrying about this.
2 months trying to work
I know
out
it's
how
been so
combat
long
works
since
in
we
this
last
game.
recorded. No,
Set that sexy scene.
so you are on the boat. You are on Ra-rge's barge in the Duat, heading through the underworld and the chaos. The barge is floating on this river that isn't on the ground. It seems to be in the air, but everything around you is black. And the light that Ra is giving off, which before was shining out, is now condensed into his body. You can't look at him with your eyes, he's glowing so bright. But up ahead of you, you see an imposing gate where serpents spewing poison are waiting you. There is a figure, one of the figures that helps you onto this barge, standing at the prow, sword in hand. What do the three of you do?
First of all, Ra-rge.
Huh?
Ra's
No, you
barge.
can't have it. I'm sorry. It's
No.
bad.
No, bad.
No.
I'm out.
No. I thought that's what you were going
Veto
for,
the
and I was
pun.
hoping it wasn't.
No. It was.
This is why you all bully Flora, huh?
It's
Well, I'm-
justified.
I'm going to look at Loki and see what they think we should do. Just,
See if they're low-key
Yeah.
stressed. Eh?
do I notch my bow? What's the...
Loki is leaning against the side of the barge, like quite relaxed, like just like proper lean, like it's like a nice 45-degree angle. Looks kind of
Big lean.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I tap them on
They've
the
got-
shoulder so they pay attention
They've got
to
a
me.
glass of wine in hand, and it's the glass that they took from Maria's, and they're just looking, seeing what the three of you are going to do. Well, 5 of you.
Probably get that glass back.
Not saying anything, just smirking.
Are we in any danger here? What's the...
Well, I wouldn't say it's not dangerous.
But if we just do nothing,
I mean-
are they going to kill us?
We are in the chaos.
Well, that clears that up.
I don't know. I've never been on this barge before with mortals. I have to wait and see, I suppose. Hopefully, most of you will make it through. I do need you.
Look at Madison.
Madison seems okay, actually. He's standing there. He's looking around quite interested, but he doesn't seem to be
Oh, that's
panicking.
a good
Okay,
sign.
cool.
That's a good sign.
Ladies, what do you think?
Well, so Ra's barge passes
First
through...
of all, Ra-rge.
No. No, I don't think so. It passes through several...
Was that meant to be a joke?
It was
or-
supposed to be. Let's just pretend it never happened, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
I knew we were going into hell, but I didn't realise it would be this bad. The barge is going to pass through several sort of gates, areas, if you will. So some of them are kind of tests that Ra has to pass each day. Maybe he'll settle it all for us.
Elspeth, or Graham, do you want to roll me academics with... What are the 3 mental
Intellect,
sets?
cunning, resolve.
How do we play this game?
It's going to be academics, intellect.
Yay! 6 dice.
It's been a long time since we played it, and I don't have a character sheet in front of me at the moment.
Okay, that's 1 success.
Oof.
I'll take that. Take that for the team.
1 success?
It's better than none.
Definitely better than... Yeah, you know that you were hearing Loki talk about the watercourse of Ra, and you know that it's saying that the barge that Ra lies on has to go through every night to defeat Apep, Serpent of Chaos, and you know there are challenges, and there's a certain amount of challenges to get through, and you remember that maybe you think the first one isn't that difficult, but they get more difficult as they go along, and that's all you can really remember.
So I think, to start with, we're probably going to be okay. Obviously, at the end, he has to defeat this sort of giant embodiment of chaos itself. We won't worry about that till we get there. But yeah, there's just a big lot of fire to begin with. We should be fine. I'm fine. This is fine.
Okay, I mean, I will sit tight until anyone says different. You good, Cleo?
Yeah. Like, we've been through enough already, to worry about stuff like this, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, let's just sit tight and enjoy the show.
Barge is getting closer and closer to this gate, and it's getting to the point where you think this gate's arch is closed, these big stone doors, and you almost think the barge is going to crash into them when this figure at the front of the barge calls out a name that you can't understand, and the serpents writhing around the arch sort of pull back, and the gate starts to slowly creak open.
Oh, awesome. That was easy.
And as you head through this arch, the way you enter, the river seems more like a river. There's corn and lush sort of countryside growing on either side, and there's people just working, tilling the corn, using scythes, and everything's gloomy and dark, and everything seems a little strange, but it seems almost normal. And the barge just floats along this river.
Do the people look like people? Like, if you look at them closely, do they have faces? Are they all the same, or are they actual individuals?
Yeah, everyone looks different. They all look like people, but it's not see-through, but everything is ever so slightly transparent.
Ghostly. I like it.
Luce, I'm gonna do something stupid.
Naturally.
Okay, go for it.
Here it comes!
I say it in a defeated voice, because I don't want to do it, but Flora does. Or at least she sees it as the most logical course of action.
It's just what my character would do.
I'm just gonna go up to Ra and tap him on the shoulder.
There's this raised... It's not a bed, it's almost like an altar. And he's lying there, arms folded across his chest, eyes closed. And you can't actually... He is so bright that you cannot look at him. But you tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah, I want to talk to him.
Roll me cunning athletics.
Let me get my sheet. This is a nice sheet ASMR. Okay. Okay, 1, a 2, a 3. 3 successes.
Ooh.
Nice.
The guard's gonna
Those are
hit
dice.
me. Is this what's happening?
Prepare for death. You're already in the underworld.
As you go to tap Ra on the shoulder, you feel a hand grab you around the wrist. And you look, and it's one of these figures that helps you onto the barge. And there's 12 of them scattered around the barge. Look, looking a bit close now, they seem vaguely female, but they have hoods and the faces obscured in shadow. And as you try to touch Ra...
Oh, I gotta ask, are they hot?
You can't see their face. You can see bright, glowing green eyes, but everything everything else of their face is just in shadow, and you can't make any features out.
Hey, that's good enough. I mean,
But there's this hand gripping you around the wrist.
Okay, sorry. I'll go away. I just wanted to ask.
Do not disturb our lord.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to ask if there's anything we could do to help. Is there?
Maybe later
Okay. We'll just...
You will know when you need to.
Okay, well, thank you for the lift. We'll just go sit tight.
And then figure, let's go. And heads back to where they were standing.
Cool. Yeah, I go back to the girls and I'm like, yeah, so we do not
What did
touch
they
the
say?
glowing man.
Oh, I mean, I was not going to do... Why would you do that?
Well, this is his boat. I thought he might have some answers.
I mean, at the very least, you'd probably get sunburn.
I look at my hand. Is it sunburnt?
Your hand isn't sunburnt, but round your wrist where the hand grabbed you, it's not a bruise, but it's almost like grey paint in the shape of a hand.
Oh, that's so cool. Like ash?
Yeah, ash. But as you try and maybe touch it with your other hand, it doesn't seem to be going away as you think maybe ash would brush off. It's not brushing off. It's just this grey imprint.
I want to excitedly show the
wrist.
others and ask Manison if he thinks it'll be there forever.
I do not think it would be there
Aw.
forever, but maybe while we are here, this place is confusing to me. Maybe confusing to a lot of things.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna sit tight until we know.
How will we know when we know?
Shrugs.
You know? Like,
You'll know. As this sort of conversation goes on, Fred is looking incredibly confused standing next to Manison. He's got his sword, and he's just sort of standing there like, I'm here. I don't know what I'm meant to be doing.
I just beckoned him to
Helping.
come
He's
sit
doing
down
well.
with us.
He does. He sort of sits down cross-legged on the floor, just sort of... He's not quite hugging his sword, but it's almost there.
Just give him a little pat on the back.
looking over the rail at the river-like section
Yeah.
that we're in. It looks like water, right? This bit.
It does look like water, but it looks like water at night.
Okay. Yeah, like inky, kind of dark.
It's very inky, and there's almost... There aren't any stars above you, but there's almost a glimmer of stars deep in the depths.
Ooh, spooky. How far over the side of the boat is it?
Isn't the edge of the barge isn't that far from the water, maybe a couple of feet.
Okay, just establishing the...
It's quite a low, but have you ever seen
I'm picturing
those-
ancient Egyptian.
So the image I'm going for, have you, you know, Prince of Egypt?
Yes,
the
this is
Prince
exactly
Axel?
what I was...
Do I know the Prince of Egypt? Come on.
Yes.
It's so good.
You know when they're on the barge, when Moses turns the water, the River Nile into a
Yeah.
river of blood, and
Yeah,
they're on
yeah.
that boat? It's that
Okay,
kind of boat.
yeah, I see it.
So it's not high above the water, it's quite low to the water.
Luce is somewhat showing their age with that reference.
What, Prince of Egypt?
Listen, that is the best film ever
It's so
made.
good.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix as well, or it was. I feel like people have still watched
I
it.
think it still is. I was watching it
Yeah.
the other day. It was
So
such a
good,
good
I love
time. Upset me that I knew all the words to all the music, but oh well.
I just find it weird that like Val Kilmer is the main character.
Yeah.
It is very strange to me that Val Kilmer does anything that isn't being Iceman and Top Gun.
Yeah, right? I can't see him as not Iceman. Very odd.
This podcast is not sponsored by Val Kilmer, although if he's listening, we would be
Yeah.
willing to talk.
The barge continues to pass through these fields, and coming up, it's a strange feeling. It almost, because the land drops away, and you almost feel like there should be a waterfall, but the river continues with nothing underneath it.
So there's still water, but there's nothing underneath the water. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
And to either side, where the water's still in the shape of a river, and to either side, there's nothing.
Can you see like the sides of the water, like where there would be the river banks, like containing it? Oh,
Yes.
That's weird.
You can see the edge of the
Ooh.
river, and it's in the shape of a river.
That's fun.
So this ribbon. It's a slightly different colour. Everything's dark greys and blacks, but the the inkiness of the river is a slightly different colour, as it's like a ribbon weaving through the blackness around you. And as it continues, out of the depths and the darkness beside the river are these great and towering statues.
Guys, we're arriving in Gondor.
Anyone who wants to, can you roll me intelligence academics?
You know I'd love to.
I'm just not going to waste my time, man.
It's the only thing I can do. Okay. 1, 2.
I don't even need to look at my character sheet to know that I have 2 dice for this.
5 successes, 2 exploding. Exploding into another success exploding. So 6.
One success for our little monkey
7.
girl.
I got
7
1
successes.
success.
1 for Flora and Cleo.
Oh my god.
I know
Nice.
all.
Yeah, as these towering statues, and they are immense. They're bigger than any skyscraper you have ever seen, and they're almost leaning in over the river and over the barge, almost menacing in a way. But they're lining the side of this, and they go on almost until you can't see anymore. There's hundreds of them. And as you're starting to go past, you recognise some of them. They seem to be statues of the Egyptian gods. And they seem to have this strange glowing light coming off them.
Can we see Bast?
Ooh, roll me cunning
Thank you.
and...
Yay.
Cunning
Culture?
and... I don't know. I'll say yes, you could roll me cunning
Yay,
culture, I'll
7
allow
dice.
that.
Okay, 2 successes, 1 exploding. 2 successes.
2 successes. Anyone else rolling?
Oh, can we all do it?
Yeah, you can order
Nice.
it.
Cunning and
culture.
culture.
What was it again, sorry?
Cunning and culture.
No success.
Cleo. I've spent some time in between our recording sessions playing as a bard with like quite well-rounded stats, so this is just...
Cleo's just good at hitting things,
So she is good at that.
Yes.
but she is very good.
I have got 2 successes. Oh, and that's exploding.
Oh my god,
2
save.
successes.
So 2-2
None from me.
and... None, 2-2.
What we call a Desmond.
Nice.
So, Elspeth, you're sort of distracted by all of these statues.
Definitely like staring and trying to count them all and like spot everything.
Yeah, you're trying to count them, and you're recognising some of them, and but you're quite niche in the ones you
Actually,
recognise
let's be
in a
real,
way.
she's taking notes.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so Flora and Cleo, you see the statue of Bast sort of leaning over. She's got a bit of a smirk. It's the cat head, like the thick, like that piece of, like that necklace, like almost like it's almost a collar that goes from like shoulder and swoops down over the sternum. That really thick gold, almost like semicircle, studded with jewels.
Hmm?
And as you pass Bast, and you maybe go 2 more statues down, and you see the statue, this god with a jackal head. And as
It's
you...
the boy. It's the
That's
boy.
not a good time.
As you pass
This is
it,
who me Will thinks it is.
Loki stands up from where they're leaning on the side of the barge. Well, this is where we get off. He grabs Fred by the scruff of the neck and jumps off the side of the boat.
I run and jump off following them.
Okay, what does everyone else do?
I'm seeing Flora jump over the side.
Raising an eyebrow at Elspeth and being like, are we just going to
Yeah,
do
I suppose
this?
we have to
Or-
follow her, don't we?
I need to state
Okay,
for recording purposes, Flora is doing a cannonball.
nice. Very nice.
Nice.
Alright,
Do you want a drink? And Cleo just produces a hip flask.
no, I'm just gonna go for it, I think, and sort of climb like gingerly over the side of the boat and peer over before jumping down.
As you
Lovely.
jump off, Manison jumps over the side as well.
Cleo's just going to take a big swig from this hip flask and do a very delicate swan
Beautiful.
dive off the side.
Nice. It's a strange feeling as you pass through the water. You can tell that it's water, but you aren't getting wet yourselves. It's almost as if it doesn't touch you. And you fall through. And you fall through the underside of the river, and you're just falling through nothingness. When this swirling green and silver and gold and red sort of ribbons of magic start to convulse around you, and you can see the others a little bit further down, and this magic is emanating from Loki. And as it does, you can see it's almost like a rip in reality. There's black darkness all around you, and this rip opens up and it's glowing purple along the edges, but the darkness within the rip is even darker than what you're seeing now. It's so black, you can't really comprehend it. And you will fall through this glowing violet tear. And as it sort of sews itself up behind you, you slam hard into a rainbow.
Ow.
That you can stand on.
Oh my...
This is so cool.
I look at Madison, like, is this the Bifrost?
Yes, this I recognise, this I know. Everything else is a little confusing, but this, I have been here before. I know what this is. This is.
Been here before?
Yes. Yes, I've been to Asgard many times.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, me too. No, I haven't. That was a lie. Looking around, like, yeah, sorry, describe.
I mean, like, this is your thing, so you're presumably going to see this a lot more often.
I'd be okay with that.
It is very nice up here. And as you see Manison talking, and this rainbow, it's almost like a ribbon of rainbow. And you can't see where it ends on one end, but as you look up, you see lush green forests and an island floating in space with stars you've never seen before. Bright pink and purple nebulae. And there's a city almost built around a mountain. And at the top is this great marble palace. And above it you see what you think is a moon. It's glowing silver. And as your eyes start to adjust a bit, you see it's a figure, sat cross-legged, floating in the sky, smiling. They open their eyes and seem to lock on Manison, and they wave.
No way.
Manison waves back.
Old friends?
You could say that is my father.
Oh.
How far away are they? Yeah.
It's the figure. You can't really tell, but it seems quite far.
I'm gonna give it a little tentative wave as well.
Because you're on this... They seem to, as you wave, they look at you, and it's strange. Its focus on you seems... It's very intense. And you can feel this sort of love and happiness emanating from them, from this figure.
This is the coolest place I have ever been in my life, firstly. Are we going to that city?
Yes, we need to procure a couple of things before we can go and get on with freeing my son.
Ooh, like a heist?
I hesitate to call it a heist, but I suppose that's the best way you humans would put it.
Excellent. Fred, you okay?
Yeah. This is a lot, but I've got this. This is fine. I feel a bit weird not being connected to Earth, which is not a thing I realized that I was noticing, but now that it's not there, it's weird.
How do you mean?
I don't really know, but I can sense that there is something that normally is there isn't.
Thumbs up.
We
It's
need
because
to test that
he's-
later. There's something in that, definitely.
Well, his pantheon is of a more earthly nature.
So does that mean that he draws power from the earth?
In a way. His father does, and he can feel that when he's there.
Ooh, Cleo, did you feel like that on the river?
I don't think so, but I don't know if that's because, like, I'm not related to Bast, maybe? I'm just sort of, like, looking at Madison / Loki just to see if, like, they're going to verify this at all.
Madison is very distracted, and he seems almost to be having a conversation with the figure in the sky. Not that you can hear, but he's talking, but you can't hear what he's saying. But then he's always standing in this beam of moonlight. And Loki just grins at you. That would be telling. You'll find out at some point.
Great, cool.
I would like to bend down and place the palm of my hand on the floor. What does it feel like? Like, in terms of physicality to start with?
It's a bit odd. You can feel that there's something there, that you're not going to fall through it. But it doesn't feel completely solid. Your hand sinks slightly into the rainbow.
Ooh.
But
Can I sort of grip onto it at all when sinking in? Can I pull at it at all?
not really. It always seems to slip through your fingers. But as you touch it with your bare skin, it almost feels like home. In a way that you move around a lot and nowhere's really felt like home. But as you touch this place, something about it recognizes you and you recognize it. And this is where I belong. This is where I'm meant to be.
Well, that's nice. I like it here. Not enough that I feel we can't do the heist, obviously. I mean, we gotta do the heist and start the end of the world, but yeah. It was good to come here before we're inevitably murdered by a titan.
Well, that's why I brought you here. We're trying to stop that eventuality. If you'll follow me, and Loki starts
I like your
walking.
positive outlook.
Let's go.
Are you allowed here? Like, are you on
As
good
you
terms?
say that, Loki looks a little... It's the first time you've seen them look anything other than smug. And they just look a little annoyed. And you notice that they are floating a little bit above the ground. They're not actually stepping foot on the bridge.
Wait. You're not... Are you banished from here by any chance still?
Banished is a strong word. I'm not banished.
Wait,
I just
banished?
don't really want anyone to know I'm here.
Does it look like big silver buddy in the sky can see him?
In a way it doesn't. There is always the closest you can understand is moonlight, but it seems more silver. It's mainly focused on Madison, but little bits of it seem to be touching the rest of you. But there seems to be a conspicuous gap where Loki is. It's almost like
Interesting.
it's falling down and then parting around where they are standing.
I get it. You're not allowed here. That's fine. We're here to do your dirty work.
No, you misunderstand. I am allowed here.
Is this going to be a problem, though? I mean...
But if I let anyone see me, they'll know I'm here. And that's what I'm trying to avoid.
And that you stole the stuff. We'll steal.
Exactly, so I won't get blamed.
Yeah, we'll not directly steal, but we'll get us to steal, but like, they're not officially linked to it, sort of thing.
I mean, they're gonna find out it was you. I mean, if they ask one of us.
Oh, you're a lot cleverer than I gave you credit for.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
think.
Yes, I suppose I should tell you what we are doing, shouldn't I? We need to, 1, break into Tyr's office and find some maps. 2, break into Thor's room. Need to steal a dagger. And then we do need to break into the vaults.
That one sounds hard.
That's going to be a bit tricky,
Yeah.
but should be fine.
What are we getting in the vault? Or is it a secret?
It's not a secret. There's a spear we need.
Okay. Wait. Whose spear?
Just a spear.
Okay. We're gonna be in a lot of trouble. aren't
Well, let's get to work.
Loki starts to lead you. You finish walking on the Rainbow Bridge. And you're onto this island floating. And it's strange. You think it is night, as much as night can mean anything in space. And there's these glorious, it's almost like the Aurora Borealis. These beautiful colours and these stars you've never seen. And everything seems to glow with magic. And Loki starts leading you through this forest. And you can see the town ahead of you. You seem to be skirting around the outside of it a little bit and making your way up this mountain towards this gleaming marble palace. And that is where we will end this episode.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh my word. Wah, 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 wah.
That imagery,
though. I know, very powerful. If you want to hear more powerful
So
imagery from this wonderful cast, I know these segues are getting cleaner and cleaner every week, you can follow us on Twitter and newly on Instagram at RWD_pod. Remember to tweet along or tag us using the hashtag RWDPod. If you want to listen to our other content, you can find us on Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or wherever else you listen to your podcasts at A Rendezvous with Destiny. We're looking forward to seeing you for the next one. Please tag us to let you know we're listening, and we'll give you a shout out. We'll see you next time.
Is there anything anyone else would like to plug whilst we're here?
Yes, several things. Hello, my name is Am.
Hello, Am.
I freelance. I I can teach you guys how to use audio software, editing software, how I can write stuff, I can edit stuff, I can make video and audio content. We love good content. And if I actually direct and edit this podcast, I'm sure the other three can attest to my
She's
incredible skill
amazing.
set.
This wouldn't happen
So,
without her.
She works very hard.
Please shoot me a DM.
If you listen to this podcast and think this is a really slickly edited podcast, just DM Am. And where can they DM you, Am? Where can they find you?
guys,
Ooh.
on my professional Twitter at am_Chisholm. That's CHISHOLM.
So was that
Chisholm.
Chisholm?
Chisholm.
Chisholm.
Actually pronounced Chisholm. Everyone gets it wrong. But yeah, very good, very
Nice
good
and
and
good.
cool.
Graham, do you have anything to
Nice and
promote?
good.
No, sorry.
Luce, you have anything to promote?
I will never have anything to promote. You know me, I'm too busy to do anything.
That's true.
They're just vibing.
Luce is shaping young minds.
I heard that a shaking to start with.
Yeah.
They're disgustingly young.
By-
Some of them were born in 2006.
That's not a
Oh.
real year. That doesn't exist.
No.
So far as I'm concerned,
I know, it's upsetting,
no one has
isn't
been
it?
born since 2000.
I was watching an NFL game earlier and I looked up the age of one of the players and he has my birthday just 3 years younger than me.
That's not too bad though. That's what 2000.
It's quite bad considering he's a multi-million-dollar athlete. And it's the fact that it's my actual birthday which is really driving it home for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's getting to the point where you start to see people on TV doing things and like this 19-year-old has created $1 billion website.
You're like, I wonder what I'll be doing when I'm 19. Wait.
Oh, I'm already too old.
Like there was.
Do one of us really like otters?
Big fan. It's not like a specific thing for me, but yes.
I love a good otter.
The Wildlife Trust, the one where the logo is a badger.
Yeah.
They have they're bringing out like an official like merchandise range to support themselves, and one of them is an otter T-shirt.
I'm in. Wait, do they do enamel pins by any chance?
I'm down for
Graham's
this.
blood pressure rises at the
Sweats
prospect of
nervously.
They I don't know. They do a penguin, a puffin T-shirt.
I was going to say, not many penguins around here.
No.
Puffin makes more sense.
I don't think they.
You have to send me the link. I need it.
This material is unofficial and is not endorsed by Onyx Path. We are claiming no ownership over Onyx Path intellectual properties, game systems, art or stories, which remain the properties of the rights holders. All characters, names and locations used are either public domain or are entirely fictional and bear no intended resemblance to their real life counterparts. If you have any legal issues, please contact us directly.